Hello everybody, my name is Reyn Thyme, and today I'm going to be doing the Mists of the Realm raid series. I did mess up a little bit. I was picking up blue quests and I accidentally picked up the starting quest for this raid series, and I went through it and I did it partly without knowing what it was. And so I didn't have it recorded, but I'll be going through the cutscenes here for that before getting into the fights. And so let's jump right into it, shall we? I'll also have a timestamp in the comments as to when the fights start if you just want to jump to that, and then everything after uh, this first part here will be fresh. It'll be a genuine reaction. Right. So what had happened up to this point was we had I had met with Kryl and Graha up at Old Charlian, and they had received word from that old group that helped us with the Crystal Tower raids back in post of Realm Reborn. So we went out to meet them, and there was a researcher we're looking for who had found something, and this is kind of where this cutscene starts. Just in case you were entertaining the thought, Reyn, that Oppo Oppo isn't our explorer. I have the man in question here with me. I am Derek, the one who discovered the Phantom Realm. My apologies for making you search for me. Curious about this creature, are you? I found him injured during one of my journeys and tended to him. Since then, he has taken to following me around. He's inquisitive but otherwise harmless, so pay him no mind. You are the hero who delivered our star from doom, are you not? What good fortune that one as capable as you should lend his aid. To be clear, our organization has yet to accept the commission. Before we can make a decision, we would conduct a preliminary survey. Will you guide us to the Phantom Realm? Of course. I will show you to the entrance at once. The gate to a realm long dreamed of by explorers. What are you? Impressive, isn't it? When the gate manifested, so too did this magic, allowing one to thus walk upon water. This is just like Urianje's spell. Someone conceived the means to do this at will? An intriguing individual. It's perfectly safe, I assure you. Come. 12. You can truly walk here. What magic is this? By what means is it perpetuated? Forgive me. Let us continue on. I guess Garaha's never seen Ryanje walk on water. Well, maybe he has, but I guess the question was more, yeah, he did say, by what means is it perpetuated, which is a valid question. I thought this place looked really cool. This is the Phantom Realm. Right, because they were talking about it being like a mirage, where like you'd get closer to it and then it'd disappear, and people didn't think it was real. And that was what brought us here. So that was what the researcher had said they found before the first cutscene we watched earlier, just now. You'd think that the entrance would lie over Silver Tear Lake. There is nothing out of the ordinary with the environment. The sights, the sounds, the smells, all appear as they should be in nature. That is to say, this place is no illusion. I bid you welcome to the navel of the Phantom Realm, the Omphalos. It's a very pretty place. Huh. I was hoping that I'd have the... there was like another cutscene that happened. I was hoping that would be in there as well, and I could show that. But, I guess not. So basically what happened was we took a look around. I'll just go and show you guys. Okay, so we're here. And the first thing I noticed the first time I got here was the 6 little colored icons there. And I was like, I saw that and I was like, oh, it's the 12, isn't it? But, yeah, if that wasn't obvious enough, there's this over here, where it's got like the different signs of each one. This is the one I chose, way back when I started the game. I like how they designed the place. It doesn't look like really much else that I've seen. It slightly resembles Elpis, like with just kind of like the flora and stuff. Definitely not the gold. I don't think we had really any gold roofed buildings or anything like that in Elpis. So it's kind of like a place on its own. It's like pillars and like old architecture and stuff. It's pretty cool. But yeah, I came up and around. I looked around. Those were not up and shining like that. They rose out of the ground, which was a surprise. And then there were these like 4 gods that like came out, and apparently they correspond with like 4 of the 12. I'm assuming based on that I'll be fighting them so there'd be like 4 and then there, because there's 12 of them, right? So 4, 4, 4, 3 different sets of raids maybe for like 3 different segments, kind of like how you have with the Omega raids. If you go back, you have in like the Eden's raids as well. You have like the Eden's Gate, Eden First, Eden's Promise. I think we'll have some. Like obviously, there's a pattern, you know. So maybe there's like the 4 for like that first part, and then like the 4 again, and then like the other 4. That's just what I think, but I mean, I don't know yet. I'm assuming, anyways. I think that's pretty obvious, right? If it's a raid series, it'll have that. But yeah, so the 4 gods like came out, and they made kind of like a fuss. They're like, they kind of hinted at them not being primals. It's like, we're not made of like faith or man's faith or anything like that. So I think they kind of hinted at that being the case. They were kind of assholes. I'm not really sure how they fit in with the whole bit with like the sundering and everything, because right, everything else kind of like, you know, the whole Asians, the sundering happens, and then there's like the 14 worlds, and they're like the 14, the source and 13 reflections. It's like all that kind of fits in well, but where does the 12 fit in? It's like kind of what I'm going to be wondering throughout this. Just in general, how this is going to go, because first off, if we completely decide to just wipe them out, I'm totally okay with that. But yeah, they didn't seem like they liked me very much. And I think the feeling was kind of mutual. They kind of like they kind of like implied that they were going to take over and like rule the star. I guess we'll find out more about them and like what their motives are if they're going into the raids. So let's just jump right into that, I guess. Okay, so just one last thing I want to cut in here before the fight and say I just remembered. Emet-Selch did mention something about the true nature of the 12, whatever that means. So maybe it's kind of hinting that maybe they're not actually primals. Because that could be interesting, because now I'm even more intrigued about like what is actually going on here and how they tie into the overall story. So hopefully we'll find out answers for that. Alright, I'm pretty sure I've already done an intro for this, so let's just get into it. Alright. It's a 24-man raid. I have no idea what to expect. I haven't done a 24-man in a long time. A domain aspected to lightning. Oh, well, I guess that's the boss, huh? The mechanical spire ahead could have been plucked straight out of legend.
So, you are resolved to face me? Come, children of man! Scatter!
Knock back, I guess. Yeah.
Bend my divinity.
Another knockback. Oh shit, what the fuck?
Behold the virtuosity of the builder.
Went like a coliseum.
To me, O hammer divine.
Oh, wait. I think I get it. If I stand here, right? That should be fine. It's gonna hit the blocks, right? Yes, okay. What is that? Everybody's gathered sort of over here. No one wants to stand in the middle there. I see. This is gonna get tricky, huh? Probably want to stand here. Oh shit, maybe not. Oh fuck, what do I do? Fuck. Did I make it? I made it. I had like a panic response there, I didn't know. That was so stupid. Okay, but how do I tell where the things are? Everyone's standing in the middle, right? Okay, so nothing happened that time. So it must be like something else that... There's gotta be some sort of like tell to the front of it. When he does the knockback.
'Tis too late to beg mercy.
What is this? So, why is everyone going over there? I thought when we go over that way, since that guy is different? Oh, I see. The two on the edges aren't over. It's not just the one on the far back side. I would have been fine if I had gone over there, but I may as well just follow everybody else, just to be sure. Okay, we're back to bricks.
To me, O hammer divine.
So that's gonna knock that way. So what I need to do is I need to stand here. This makes sense. There we go. That's gonna knock this over one. So if I stand, I just like to stand here.
If you would halt unessential,
Oh, okay.
then press on.
He didn't seem that mad that he lost. I was kind of expecting him to just be like, I don't know, I guess, I don't know. Maybe it's just like a test.
The builder has been made to yield.
Like, are they just testing us?
Intriguing. Then the destroyer shall take your measure.
Destroyer. Was
After you have provided my servant with some sport.
Oh, he's running. thought he held the axe up. Now it's like, okay, I think he's gonna do like a thing in front and behind him, but I have no idea what he's doing. Okay, so here's fine. He's doing the thing again. I want to see the sideways sweep though. Destructive static. Yeah. So he holds it opposite the axe opposite of where he's going to fight it, but I just have to look really closely at the boss.
Ahead stands a statue I have fashioned for our contest.
A statue? Oh damn. Yo, it's like that one cutscene. You know the Stormblood cutscene? Where you're fighting on the fist? That's so cool.
Come, show me the strength of mankind.
Not a very big platform to fight on though.
Upon the ground you shall trod. By my authority as the Destroyer. I will break you body and soul.
Oh, I see. So it's the one? Okay, I see.
Wandering star, descend and destroy.
Reminds me of like Bayonetta with the bits thing in there. For that one attack.
Keep a reverent distance.
That. Fun your sniper? No, it's not. Okay, yeah, I saw the tether or the line there. Yeah, I saw it lead right off the hand. I'm like, maybe not. Maybe I should go stand with everyone else. Alright, he's doing the thing again. Stand over this way. Because he's looking like he's gonna hit that reticle. There we go.
Can you predict your own undoing?
standing here. I don't know why. I don't think I've ever jammed this one, but I'm just gonna follow them. Yeah, no, I didn't. I don't understand how that worked. But it did. And that's what it's for. So we do the same thing again, where we stand in there. And then is not a meteor gonna drop? Alright. I'm not sure what. I wonder what would happen if we, like, didn't stand there and, like. What would
Bask in
happen?
my blinding resplendence.
Okay, this is probably just a move over once it does. Right? Yeah. Nothing new. We've seen that before. That might be saved again. Wait, everyone? Why is everyone running that way? Okay, that time was different. And I think it's because you could see, like, the wisps of, like, the color going towards the different, like, openings. And that time it was not going towards the one that had the... That time it wasn't going towards the one that had...
Most impressive. Children of
It wasn't going towards the one that had the meteor in front of it. I think that's why we moved.
Come, mortals. Enter my realm, if you dare.
Click on this. And then going. Okay. I almost couldn't tell that was, like, layered there. Wait, is it in? Okay, I see. So they're layered, but sometimes they're in a different order. So which one's going first? I think it has to do with, like, the colors. But yeah, I mean, and the other one's dead, so I'm just but yeah, I don't know which color comes out first. The colors don't mean anything. Because there's like an orb above their head. Actually, wait. Now that I think about it, I think those orbs, I've seen those before, and they usually have a number of them above their heads. Maybe it wasn't color. Maybe it was actually just they just had their numbers above their head, and I didn't see it. That one of them had 2 instead of 1. I think that was probably what it was. That makes more sense. guess this is the goddess of the sun.
You will be scoured by the light of the sun. Crimson path, in fire woven. In your wake, leave naught uncleansed.
Holy wings. Okay. I think that thing's in the back lit up too. What is this? Okay. I remember there's gonna be any boss mechanics that are based off of the flames back there in the background. Like if you watch those, so they did light up at the beginning of the fight, I think. Solar beams again. Maybe not.
Is it just a mirage? Or something more?
What is this? Oh, okay, so they like push it over. I see, got it. And then it's like the opposite of solar.
An explosive finish!
Wait, what is that? Oh. I keep watching them, and I was like expecting them to like spiral in at some point, but they didn't. They're more like the things, like the fire dragon from the
I'm
And
quite
audience
warmed to you.
oh shit. I don't know if I would have done right here. I did pay attention, but I wasn't.
Let there be fire.
Okay. This looks like the Phoenix thing. Is it gonna start growing like it did in that fight? I'm gonna just have to follow through.
Raging flames dance upon the
I
wind.
think I followed the wrong people. No, it's okay. It's like everybody started switching over to the other side, and I'm like, okay.
None can escape the inferno.
Stand here, and then, okay, so... I got it. Alright, and then there. Alright, and then here. Good. Alright, that's neat.
This will burn.
Noble Dawn, I don't remember what this is. Because I haven't seen it before. Oh shit, okay, I see, I think I get it. There's time to get KOs.
A gift of flame for our children.
Let's see. If it goes to one side, then the spikes it like a volleyball. Solar fan. Oh yeah, I guess she was trying to.
quite warmed to you. In your wake, leave naught uncleansed.
I thought it was gonna go off a lot. It's super good. That was good. Alright, so you gonna do the thing?
Is it just a mirage? Or
So
something more?
I can go over here, can't I? Thing. Right? Am I wrong? No, I can't. She's moving that one. Yeah, there we go.
Shall the
So
fire
it'll make a
burn?
small adjustment then. There's a city up ahead. Could there be people here? How does this look? I don't know. It's not great. Not a big fan of the gold and white, you know.
I am Null, keeper of the realm of the living.
I am Thal, keeper of the realm of the dead.
I love the fun music in this game.
Prepare to be judged, children of man.
The fight's already started, I have no doubt. Big pull already. Cutscene in C. I don't know what that means. I'm gonna pass on it. Oh damn, look at that. They didn't pull well with that. Maybe this is something where you actually beat people. Or do they actually are just being nice? They give them 24 men, it's just like, what are the chances people are gonna pull? I thought they were pretty high. Damn, though, the music. Just like the opposite of Scream. From the Pandemonium, right? Oh, looks like we're going. Yes. Hit that, but
You shall bear witness to our might.
oh, can't see. Okay, there we go. Feet above, wings below. Okay. As above, so below.
But will you be able to comprehend?
Okay, so it's there. Said. Okay, it's orange now. Okay, so alright. think I get it. It's basically the same as the other mechanics. It's like you gotta apply. How about fire? Okay, so you just gotta just go in the back.
The flames of the abyss consume all.
And we go back again.
Bitterest suffering awaits.
Bro, when did they stop? What? Fuck, are we running clockwise now? Yeah. They're getting a little close. Oh.
From ashes you came, to ashes you will return.
He's spinning around. Okay.
Will you weather my trial?
Okay, it's gonna be like a giant AoE, just one after the other, in this order. Let's keep marking. Are we stacking over here? Oh, okay. Okay, that one's.
We have only just begun.
So does the little blue pulsing thing mean it's a knockback? And then that, no, that's a knockback, so I guess that's a hit. So I guess I want to stand here and knock back this direction. That it doesn't kind of flip that, at least I think. That would make sense. Alright.
Still you defy our divine authority. Very well. Let us proceed to your judgment.
Oh, that's sick.
We, the traders, shall weigh your soul!
Wait, what's happening? We stand up here, fire them. We kill this one. Oh shit, what the hell? Too many gates. We're also corrupted by our alliance partners. Okay, so we all just stack them.
Preserve the balance if you can.
What is this? Does everybody have to be over here?
The moment of judgment is come.
That person fuck us. Or me, instead of that. How strict is this mechanic? Are we buffed as well? No? Alright, I guess it was good enough.
Well done! You are deserving of reward.
As a show of esteem, we shall bring our all to bear.
Okay, let's see what we got here. We got blue. It's blue. No, it's orange. Okay, yeah. This diamond rush. really good. Like, not just stand in the middle of like 3 angles.
Man's tenacity is a sight to behold.
I'll run clockwise because I figure most people run clockwise, right? The team's much. Alright, there we go. Nice! There's a lot of good mechanics in this raid. I really like the,
You have been found worthy.
Cool. Cool. As I was saying, I really like the brick one, and like a lot of the ones with that last fight there. Even though I didn't understand part of the last fight, you know, the whole weight system thing. That was a bit weird. I don't know how that works. I know you're supposed to balance it like it's it likes that old Egyptian myth or whatever, but. I'll need on all the orchestra controls. Hopefully I win. I really like that last one. I think it's in the balance. Okay, so I'll need on a couple of these. Let's say it over and yeah, my rolls kind of suck. They kind of sucked for a while though. Just waiting on these to roll. I dare say we have passed the trial. I dare say we have as well. I didn't get any of them. Yeah, okay. Alright. Alright, so that's purple and red done. You're safe, thank goodness. I rushed here as soon as I heard the tidings from Raha. Is this true? Beings claiming to be the 12 have appeared? Yep, that's pretty much it. You defeated them all. Incredible. I had no doubt that you would succeed, but I'm no less impressed for it. Seldom have I felt such exhilaration. Till they're not dead. We need white aura safe. To think that the day would come that we would put on an act for men. I must say, Brygot, you played the villain's role to perfection. Come now, Master, I merely did what was necessary to compel the mortals to confront us. Still, it pained me to speak to our beloved children so unkindly. So it was just a test. It kind of irks me, you know? It's like, it's fair enough, but like also, yeah. So you say, Azema, yet you seemed happy enough to fight them. You did not forget the true purpose of the trial, I hope. Well, I couldn't help but be excited, and do not tell me that you felt differently. Consider yourselves fortunate, children. 'Tis rare indeed to see Nathal in such high spirits. What in the world is happening? Didn't you say you had defeated them? Did they manage to flee? Or perhaps we're resummoned. Put up your weapons. You have not to fear from us. Rest assured we are not summoned beings. We do not drain the land of Aether, nor do we take men into our thrall. But what of the gods who were summoned during the calamity? The ones Master Louisoix called forth to protect the realm. That was not us, but a primal born of your fervent prayers for salvation. Indeed, that the worst calamity was averted and the realm restored in its aftermath was a direct testament to the power of your hopes. If you aren't primals, then what are you? I would also like to know the answer to 3, but I'm gonna go with this first. And hopefully they answer that later. Just as men harbors hopes, so too do we gods. To realize our aspirations, 'tis essential that we do battle with you. Thus did I falsely claim that we sought to rule the world. 'Twas deceitful conduct unworthy of a divinity, and I must apologize, not only for that, but for using my power to do harm besides. These hopes of yours, won't you tell us what they are? We cannot. If you wish to know the truth, you must discover it for yourselves. It is not easy to move forward when there is seemingly no destination, but if you press on, you will eventually arrive at the answers you seek. Aye, you will understand why we hold our peace, and far more besides. You will learn the very truth of our existence. Go forth, mortals, and seek knowledge of us, and when the time is right, we shall meet again in this place. Well, that was interesting. We have met and exchanged words with the 12. When I pause to think, I can scarce believe it. When I first explored the Phantom Realm, it appeared to be unoccupied, to think that it was home to the gods. As if hearing about your battling the 12 were shocking enough, to have them appear before my very eyes. Suffice it to say, it's been an interesting day. While much about them remains shrouded in mystery, at least they seem open to reason. In considering our next step, I should very much like to hear your detailed account of them. Right after I have a word with our client, that is. Please give me a moment to introduce myself, and then we can review the situation. A divine dilemma. Greetings, I am Kryl, of the students of Baldessian. Do I have the pleasure of addressing Derek, the explorer who sought aid in investigating this place? Aye, I am Derek, and this here is a baby Opo Opo. Yes, I can see that. Doesn't it have a name? None that I know of, nor would I presume to bestow one, for that would be condescending. I see. It's very considerate of you. So, I understand you explored the various Phantom Realms with Derek. Will you recount to me the experience? So while the gods tested you sorely, you did not sense any malicious intent. As Brygot said, they wish to do battle with us, but it would seem they do not necessarily wish to cause us harm. Though much and more about this perplexes, mayhap 'tis safe to assume that they are not primals. As you may recall, Living Way once told us that the art of summoning, as taught by the Asians, incorporates the fervent desire to assimilate others into one's belief. Thus do the resultant primals seek to enthrall worshippers, who in turn seek to grow their ranks. But these beings appear to harbor no such desire. If they are primals, then they are unlike those that have been summoned in recent memory. We might suppose that they were created in antiquity, like in manner to Heidelin, but there is no way to prove it. There's also that bit with the whole summoning them normally so that they'd help fuel the spaceship to launch us to another planet. Yeah, that whole ordeal. Who could they possibly be, and why do they desire battle with man? Even of your little Eorzea you know precious little. The true identities of the 12, for instance. Emetzelk did say that, didn't he? By which we may assume he knew the truth, and challenged you to seek it out too. Suffice it to say you'll do so, of course. I miss Emmett. I know he's gone, but like, damn. Insofar as we can ascertain, this is a matter which has implications for the entire star. In light of this, the students of Baldessian formally accept the commission. We will investigate the Phantom Realm and the beings who call themselves the 12. I'm pleased to hear that, thank you. Without further ado, then, I will take a look around. There are a few things I'm curious about. Then, with your permission, I will take myself around Eorzea and investigate the worship of those gods we encountered. Reyn, Derek, seeing as you've already seen this place, would you care to accompany me? By all means. In which case... Could you stay here with Kryle, my friend? It wouldn't do to leave a fair maiden alone. Ook, ook. I shall be glad for the company. Take care then, and good luck. Shall we ask Rahatia about his plan? What are you looking at? Raha has also shared his observations with me. Keeping your combined accounts in mind, I shall see what else I can learn here. Ook. So, to explain my plan, it is believed that the 12 were already worshipped during the 3rd Astral Era when the Allegan Empire flourished. Come the 5th Astral Era, those nations that fought in the War of the Magi each took one of the 12 as a guardian deity. This practice has continued to the present day in Eorzea, with some notable regional differences. For instance, Ishgardians hold Halone as absolute, while Sharlians enjoy a moderate relationship with Thaliak. By visiting various locations in Eorzea, and learning about the 12 as they are worshipped, I hope to identify any similarities or differences between them and the beings we encountered. In doing so, I believe we will draw closer to the truth of their identities. For our first destination, I propose we take ourselves to Rauger's Reach. The place is the holy ground for worshippers of the Destroyer and promises to yield useful details. And we're off. I have no idea how long this quest line is going to go, because I don't remember how 4-man raids are broken up into. It's entirely possible that's the only thing I queue into for this patch. There you are, Reyn. This place served as the base of operations for your investigation into Omega, did it not? How delightful to be here together. If you don't mind my making an observation, it seems you enjoy traveling with company. I do. This is something I've dreamed of for a long time. There's nothing like traveling with good friends. Is that so? Oh shit, we just dissed him. Fuck, you don't have any friends, oh no. Oh no. What of yourself? Do you normally travel alone? Aye, in my wanderings, I much prefer to have solitude. Not that I avoid people or communities, mind you. As a matter of fact, I've been here before, on the trail of the Phantom Realm. Now that I think on it, more often than not, those places where Phantom Realm sightings are known to occur have a tradition of 12 worship. Then I dare to hope that we are on the right track. As I'm sure you know, Rauger's Reach is home to the Temple of the Fist, the ancient headquarters of the Fist of Raugar. Raised by the Mad King Theodric, the temple lay abandoned before the Alamegan resistance claimed it for its operations. While I doubt that much literature has survived over the years, the people here may possess some knowledge of the local faith. So let us split up and make inquiries. And reconvene here afterwards to share findings. Sounds good to me. You read the words inscribed in the monument. A storm of blood approaches fast, hells open, heavens weep, for no one soul doth lie beyond the measure of his reach. Once upon a time, Lys explained to you their meaning, that we must prepare ourselves for the strife and sorrow that will inevitably come. Okay. Oh, if it isn't Reyn, is this man perchance a friend of yours? When last he visited, he shared with me the tales he had heard on his journeys, and what amazing tales they were. If you have time, I'd love to hear both of your stories. Alas, we're in some haste. We're investigating the worship of Raugar and seek literature on the subject, religious texts and the like. Can any still be found here? Just about all of it is gone, sadly, destroyed by the Empire, if not the Mad King before that. But we haven't lost everything, the mighty image of the Destroyer, the tales we share at the campfire, like the legend of our nation's founding. We still have these things, and they were a source of a great comfort and strength to us in our darkest moments. I see. If you don't mind, I would be obliged to hear your stories this time. Reyn, rest assured that I have this well in hand. Feel free to carry on as you were. Alright. I'm sure he'll tell us later. Let's see. The last one is over there. Yes? If you have business, please make it quick. If you have business, please make it quick. I'm due to meet with someone any moment now. Forgive me my delay. You're an adventurer, I take it. What can we students of Alamegan history do for you? Researching the worship of the destroyer, you say? In that case, I have something that ought to be of interest. This is a copy of Destructivity, a scripture of the Fist of Ragnar. The original is one of the few texts that survived the temple's razing, and is in the safekeeping of one Professor Eric. Well, we had best return to our work. Till next time, adventurer. Okay, so I got like a copy of that book then. Great. Alright. Reyn, what were you able to learn? I found a book. A copy of one of the scriptures, you say? A moment while I skim over it. I see. This chapter appears to be a record of the construction of the great image of Ralgar, written in a style that suggests folklore was committed to parchment. When the deluge of the sixth umbral calamity threatened Eorzea, the ancestors of the Alamegans were guided to safety by a comet. Believing that it was sent by Ralgar, they came to hold him in the highest. This much of the tale I had been familiar with. But according to the scripture, among those refugees who followed the comet, claimed to have caught sight of Ralgar himself. Their accounts were passed down through the centuries, and worshippers of the destroyer pieced them together to give shape to yonder statue. I must say it bears more than a passing resemblance to the being we encountered. Were that Ralgar a primal, the explanation for the similarities would be simple. That is, the statue gives rise to a unified interpretation of Ralgar's appearance, which in turn lends form to the primal. However, this fails to account for what inspired the likeness in the first place. If the scripture is to be believed, it was the sightings during the sixth umbral calamity. Yet, for those witnesses to be able to recognize Ralgar, they would have needed an agreed-upon idea of his appearance beforehand. If we then consider the history of the 12 worship, that it already existed in the Third Astral Era, it would not be ridiculous to think that these divinities existed even prior to that. So the question is, did these beings give rise to their respective faiths, or are they primals born of them? I thought we had made it clear we are not summoned beings. Better to be safe than sorry. I mean, you know. Since time immemorial, our domains have lain scattered across Eorzea. As a matter of fact, one of those in which you set foot is nearby. It is not unusual for mortals to glimpse us. That voice, could they be? Indeed, I am Brega, and the hawk beside me is Ralgar. I shall elaborate upon my master's explanation. We thus disguise ourselves when we wish to observe the world without, for being seen in our true forms would violate our laws of conduct. Yet though we similarly disguise our symptoms, veiling them in illusion, rents are known to manifest when the surrounding aether is unstable. In such a time, should a gifted mortal chance to be near, they may inadvertently catch sight of us. Of course, during an umbral calamity, etheric imbalance occurs on a star-wide scale, the ideal condition for seeing the Phantom Realm. Precisely how many times we have been seen, we ourselves have no way of knowing, but that is a sound assumption to make. Well, Vraigat, I believe that much shall suffice by way of apology for our deception, shall we? Indeed, that is all we are at liberty to reveal. Fare you well, children of man. Still not sure I'm a big fan of the whole gods thing. It's like the whole trope of JRPGs for a really long time has been just going around killing gods. So it's kind of like weird to be like, oh well, you know, these guys are actually the friendly ones, you know? Aside from their reticence where it concerns their identity and objective, these divinities are certainly approachable. If what they said was true and their worship can be traced back to their sightings, it would serve to explain one thing. According to my research in the field of comparative mythology, Rhaegar is often observed to bear many similarities with Ramua. Assuming both were inspired by the Rhaegar of the Phantom Realm, their divergence may be attributable to differences in culture between man and sylph. So you believe that they gave rise to the prevailing face of the Eorzea? Given available evidence, yes, I am inclined to, yet none of this explains their presence. How and when did such beings of power come into existence? Getting a phone call. Oh, 'tis you, Kryl. Has something happened? Truly? Very well, I shall take care of it. Kryl has recruited an acquaintance to aid in our investigation, an authority on mythology. I must go and retrieve her at the sunken temple of Thyme, where she is currently conducting fieldwork after a brief detour to prepare a little something. Conveniently, Thanalan is home to countless adherents of Nadal. While I tend to business, can I ask the two of you make inquiries in Ul'dah? Very well. Excellent. I will join you as soon as I am able. By your leave. Alright. See you later, Raha. So it's to be just you and me in Ul'dah. I suppose it can't be helped. Base of an explorer. What strange manners for the one who proposed the survey to so promptly abandon it. I'll not lie, I'm not given to working one-on-one with another, but I suppose I agreed to this arrangement. Well, we'd best be on our way. As I recall, Milvaneth Scararium is still closed for construction, so let's try our luck at Aurazaneth Ossuary. You have no objection to traveling separately, I trust. Good, I shall see you in Ul'dah. Yeah, man, you can walk and I'll teleport. It's for me. Ah, you're here. Of the Defiac twins, not Thal, here they worship Thal, who keeps the realm of the dead and weighs the worth of men's souls. In contrast, Null keeps the world of the living and oversees their financial fortunes. Their names are borne by many a location, and religious organizations, some extremely wealthy and powerful, exist to nurture faith in them. On the surface, it may seem strange that a hub of commerce such as Ul'dah would be home to such spiritual people, but it's actually quite logical when one considers that their religion is, in essence, commerce. In any event, Nadthal is truly an unusual divinity. What was originally held to be one god came to be worshipped as twins. Indeed, rather than two distinct entities, what we encountered was a single being possessed of two personalities. I think we spoke a little loudly. Did I mishear? Did he say he encountered that Thal? And while his appearance differs somewhat to the divinities worshipped, it cannot be denied that there are striking similarities in their nature. I think we should move this somewhere else. We're starting to attract attention. Perhaps we should avoid talking about that here. Yeah, maybe. Forgive me, this is hardly the place for such a conversation. Let us continue it elsewhere. It was careless of me to openly speak of our encounter with a divinity within a place where he is worshipped. Hereon, I shall exercise greater caution. Thank you for alerting me to my indiscretion, and I ask that you keep it between us. Oh man, I should have pressed the 3 dots. I didn't realize. Oh man, if I kept silent, he might have kept talking. It wouldn't have happened. I wonder what would have happened. Now then, to finish our conversation, as I mentioned, though the Nadthal as worshipped by men appears somewhat different, there are undeniable similarities in their nature. I believe we may report this much to Rahatia. With that, our work here is done. Rather than waiting for our companion to arrive, perhaps we might seek him out at the Sunken Temple. He mentioned needing to make a detour. Were we to set out now, we ought to be able to catch up to him. He mentioned needing to make a detour. Were we to set out now, we ought to be able to catch up to him. After all, we hardly know one another. Rather than loiter with unfamiliar persons, it is better to use our time productively, wouldn't you agree? Then let us head to the Sunken Temple of Quarren at once. The first time I ever died in this game was like right over there in that area inside that. That's the first place I ever died. I don't think I've been back here since. Ugh. You're here, thank goodness. I found this woman collapsed. Though I can see no obvious injuries by her attire, she appears to be some manner of scholar. Water, food, in my bag, please. I see. Reyn, may I trouble you to find her bag? I will stand lookout in the meantime. She just forgot to eat, I guess. That looks like it. Examining the bag, you find a skin with little water left, but there appears to be no provender. For now, you decide to take the water to the woman. So thirsty, so hungry, Not enough. Food. I need food. I have not saved dried meat, tough as legend. I have not saved dried meat, tough as leather. Do you have anything easier to consume? Well, there's no need to be picky. Jerky is fine. Reyn, Derek, what are you doing here? Actually, that can wait. Steady, Snowhun. I've brought you Archon loaf and coffee, made sweet and creamy, just as you'd like it. Ah, I am reborn. Washed down with the sweet beverage, the life-giving nutrients of the Archon loaf permeate my being from head to toe. Thank you, kind stranger. However you do my preferred source of sustenance, you are truly a godsend. Oh, it's you, Raha. What brings you here? I don't recall mentioning my fieldwork. It's for my research into the Beldians' worship of Azima, you see. Haven't you heard from Kryle? The students are presently investigating the 12, and we would prevail upon your expertise. May I introduce Snowkheim, expert mythologist. She is a collaborator of the students, and like many a Charlian scholar, is passionate about her endeavors to the point of forgetting to eat. Seeing as she has recovered, may I ask the two of you to tell her about the Phantom Realm? The 12 abide in the Phantom Realm, and you exchange not only words with them, but blows besides? Incredible. And your description of the domains, a thunderous tower in one and a sweltering city in another, are precisely as the heavens of lightning and fire are depicted in legend. In ancient times, worshippers of the 12 believed that there exist 7 heavens and 7 hells. Aetherology has since established that the departed souls return to the ethereal sea. But it seems those afterlife domains were more than just inventions of mortal imagination. As a pursuer of myths, I must say it feels somewhat anticlimactic to suddenly have these revelations given to me. But more than that, I'm dying to know more, which is to say, please allow me to join in your explanation. Please allow me to join in your investigation. We would, of course, welcome your presence. Without further ado, then, let us head to the Omphalos. Kryle awaits us there. Alright. There we go. Back to the Omphalos. Welcome back, everyone, and welcome, Snowgame. I'm glad you could join us. Kryle, how delightful it is to see you again. I understand you've been doing a fine job leading the students. But may I say what a lovely place this is. At a glance, this appears to be the highest of the heavens of legend, the 7th heaven. And ooh, these aren't the symbols representing the other heavens. I take it those are their respective gateways. I should like to pay them all a visit. For Snowkheim's benefit, let us review what we have learned thus far and thence deliberate the next step. The gods reappeared before us in Ralgar's reach. Though they were disguised as unassuming creatures, their laws forbid them from showing their true forms outside their realm. Yet in the event Yet in the event the ambient aether becomes unstable, such as during an umbral calamity, it is possible for the realm, and indeed the gods themselves, to be glimpsed by mortals. And such sightings, we believe, has given rise to various faiths practiced throughout Eorzea. As we confirmed in Ul'dah, the Nathal worshipped by people and the Nathal we encounter here have more similarities than they do differences. In the course of exploring the Omphalos, two things caught my attention. The first is the gate, which lies in the innermost area. If each of the other 6 gates lead to an elementally aspected heaven, and we stand in the 7th heaven, as Snow Thyme says, what then lies beyond that last gate? Ooh, that's interesting. The second is this monument. It harbors some manner of magic, unlike anything I've seen before. I will endeavor to decipher it, but will take time. I really thought it was an aetheryte when I first got here. Divinities that have existed since time immemorial, who abide in domains resembling the heavens of legend, why would they have chosen to reveal themselves to mortals, seeking battle? Unless they favor us with more of their secrets, 'twould seem this monument holds the key to solving the mystery. Indeed, much and more yet lies beyond our understanding, but we'll keep chasing the truth together. As I'm sure you'll agree, though, this is tiring work, both mentally and physically. We need to pace ourselves. To which end, I might suggest we return to Revenant's Toll and have a rest before we embark on the next stage of our investigation. Okay. So rarely do I get to simply chat with colleagues, I had fairly forgotten what it felt like. Indeed, and it's quite fitting that we should be doing so here at the 7th heaven. Fitting? That's an understatement if I've ever heard one. The 7th and highest of the heavens, which rules over the remaining 6, was right here in Mordana all this time. This isn't fitting, my friends, it's destiny. You are obviously well versed in the myths surrounding the heavens and hells. If you don't mind, I should like to hear your thoughts on them. Invested as they are in their research, it doesn't take much to stoke their passions. My apologies if it makes you uncomfortable. Having always traveled alone, I'm admittedly not too familiar with such a lively atmosphere. But I do not mislike it. By the way, the two of you arrived at the sunken temple rather quickly. Did something happen? Well, as pleasant as this has been, it's past time we return to the Annex. The paperwork for this commission isn't going to complete itself, alas. then I shall take myself to the Umphalos. There's so much there that I'd like to see. And I believe I will go for a walk nearby. It's getting a little warm in here. Alright, do take care now. Alright, let's go speak with Derek. Oh, my past. Alright, there we go. Oh, Reyn. It's pleasant, isn't it? The smells and sounds of a tavern. It makes one feel alive. And afterwards, stepping outside alone and breathing the cold air. I like that just as much. While we await developments, I shall remain here in Revenant's Toll. If there are any tidings, rest assured I will share them with you. Thank you for your help thus far. I doubt so much could have been accomplished without you. Alright. As I mentioned, I shall remain here in Revenant's Toll. Okay, so yeah. Oh, man. So I'm looking forward to the next set of this raid series. I'm not sure when they're gonna release it because I remember. I know the next patch that's coming is 6.25, and I know they're having they're adding in the next line of the Hildebrand adventure, so I'm looking forward to that for sure. But outside of that, I'm not sure what else they might be adding in 2.5, and sorry, it's 6.25. But yeah, I guess we'll find out when whenever they do release it, I will play through it. So I guess we'll just have to wait until then to see what this is all about. Or at least to learn a bit more about what's going on. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. Thanks to you guys for watching, and I hope to see you again.